On Saturday we have the Courtyard Ferns Intermediate Hurling Final, and this is between Oulart-The Ballagh and Taghmon-Camross. Joe, what are your thoughts?
I suppose, like everyone, we think Oulart are going to win. They're going to win. That they're kind of walking through the championship. I think they got one kind of little bit of a shock again, but Verzali that day that they should have probably bet him. Probably that woke him up, and I think everyone is thinking the same that they'll win. Now look at Taghmon are there. They bet Feathered that were fancy to get there. Bet him. The bet Askamore seemed like a handy scoreline. So they're in the final. I suppose 9 out of 10 times everyone's going to say Oulart are going to win, but Taghmon will go in there and they'll say maybe Saturday's their day. That one time out of 10. So it's I suppose it's a tough one to know how it's going to go. Really, it's Oulart 1 to 8 in the bookie, so that's Paddy's never
Sort of
wrong.
tells his own story maybe of what they think of it anyway. What do you think of it, Red?
Yeah, Oulart red hot favourites. Taghmon, young group coming in here, kind of into a final. As their manager alluded to, they're in bonus territory. They will need to have the mother and father of all days, I think, to get over Oulart. But it's happened before where a team has come out and performed in a final and been able to do it. But I just think that Oulart will just have that little bit more experience, and that will see them through on the day.
Ed, what do you think?
Yeah, look, I expect Oulart to win this, but Taghmon can be seriously proud of themselves. They were a junior club no length ago, and they won junior and won intermediate A, and now they're in an intermediate final. They're a coming club. And I was just thinking they have 5 players that would walk onto the Oulart team or any senior team. Alan Nolan, Ian Carty, Barry O'Gorman, Stephen O'Gorman, Carl Doyle, top forward. So that means they're there on merit, and as Red would know from 2000, anything can happen in a county final because Oulart were overwhelming favourites that
probably,
day. So anything can happen in a final. But having said that, I expect Oulart to win. I think Sean Murphy went off injured the last day, and Owen Moore looked, so they'd be a loss to Oulart. But I think Oulart subs, Oulart have 5 or 6 subs there.
They're after winning county.
They're after
winning county.
Yeah,
titles.
I just think they've too much, and I'm a neighbour of Oulart's, and love thy neighbour and all that. But I think it's better for hurling if Oulart were up senior. I think the intermediate championship hasn't benefited from a team like Oulart down there because I think they're too good for intermediate. I don't think they would have went down last year only for the met the Martins in the relegation.
Look where the Martins are now in a county final.
My point.
It does prove a point there that if they hadn't have met each other, they probably wouldn't have went down. And as Ed said, it hasn't benefited intermediate. Oulart walking through it. I don't think anyhow.
No, because Taghmon, they beat Taghmon quite handsomely, I suppose you could say, in the group stages. But I think this Carty chap centre back, Peter, I think there's an inter-county hurler in him, and Cathal Doyle, he might be slight, but I think he's a very, very good player. I think they're going to have to start looking at players like that now,
So you've heard the thoughts of the lads. I'm not going to disagree on who I think the eventual winners are going to be. I think it will be Oulart, but I do think in the next year or two, when Oulart, or if Oulart go up and they win, I wouldn't be at all surprised to see Taghmon winning the intermediate championship in the next couple of years either. So I think it'll be an Oulart win, but I think Taghmon are a fine team and they'll be thereabouts for years to come.
Oulart 2022, Taghmon 2023.
Could be very well that.